Already looking to be quite an interesting read. I really had to sit here and address what the title was going to be. I'll show you the overall energy. These are short and punchy this week, and spiritually, I'll give you some of my psychic downloads. I'll also incorporate more energy into the joint connection during the month. So, as we do proceed through week by week, we do energy updates, and that's as to the joint connection and both parties' perspectives, and potentially how you can navigate your ascension symptoms. Now, here in the mix, what I am seeing is a really confusing situation happened. It was almost like the masculine and the karmics cards directly almost transitioned over. And then upon looking at it and really sitting with the frequency, one thing I was noticing is there is a distortion coming through, especially because we are going to be reaching the eclipse this month. We'll quickly type in AstroSeek. And we shall have a look at the exact date, to be exact. Eclipses. 25th it's going to be of March. We are getting the eclipse. Now, I was already really feeling it spiritually coming through. And generally anywhere up to a month earlier, we can start feeling it. We can get signs. The previous moon phase was a full moon in Virgo. And this eclipse is going to be at 5 degrees. It's almost like the judgment energy. And I really did see with the previous month, with the conjunctions, there was a lot of intensity, especially through the ascension process. Now, this can be a time in which divine masculines, divine feminines, whomever is in a karmic relationship can go through breakups, especially if the situation is very toxic. These individuals here in the mix, the way it's being shown to me is they are technically the magician, but it can be that they're feeling that they're having a strike of bad luck, but it also can be that they're not using their power effectively. I'm also seeing an imbalance and sacrificing for the incorrect things. I feel this is a little bit karmic-y in nature. It almost feels as though they're facing their own shadow. They're facing their own inner karmic. Many times, especially when we do have blockages coming up in the path and we're saying to ourselves, well, that individual doesn't have a romantic partnership. So, what's the hold up? What's the deal? Sometimes this can be a subconscious blockage. This can be a purgatory experience in which the person is trying to really get grounded and not seeking outside themselves. And there also can be avoidance to go back into a connection, especially that of the connection with the divine feminine as they're sort of coming to terms with the past. This can be a shake-up. I do feel this can be a tower moment, especially if they have been using their power incorrectly. I feel it's almost like they had the wisdom a while ago. We're looking to the past position here, and I feel they had some sage advice. They had some wisdom. They may have used it incorrectly. And it's almost like in their heart chakra, they're facing judgment. There's a judgment phase where it does come to love. I'm hearing the term smoke and mirrors. And I do see with the third eyes, it's almost like they feel people are watching them. They feel as though there is an eye on them. The funny thing is, I do think this energy shifts through the week, and I feel they can really be looking at things and wondering if the shoe was on the other foot, how they directly feel, because we do have a bit of the green-eyed monster here coming through with the envy card and jealousy. But again, I'm really getting this feeling they're facing their shadow. I feel as though they could be really pushing these emotions down and trying to look to the future. But I definitely feel at a foundation level, they might have been all work and no play. They may have been very focused on goals. They may be very frustrated if they're not rising. This also in the context of the romantic connection, it can be jealousy. And feelings of stress if you are to move on with another individual. They have had some individuals that have acted without integrity, and they could have formed an opinion where all individuals were like this. There also could be a guilt complex that is coming up, and this is where the jealousy is showing them the shadow. That if they're desiring to have these feelings and, not managing their power effectively, it's almost like they're feeling they're losing respect. They're pondering these things, which I do think is quite adult, but they're definitely pondering these things. For some, there could be some guilt to do with the past. For some, they're also having a download from a paternal parent that may have transcended over for some. Some of them are having nightmares that a situation they're entangled in can get more cemented. It's actually causing concern. It's giving them some foresight into what their real emotional feelings are. They do feel that they're needing to act with integrity within this, and they're feeling as though at the moment the way it's going, it's really going about in a wrong way. They do feel that they wish they had had some information. It's almost like information was hidden from them. This could be to do with the path that they moved down, but I also feel for some they haven't been wise with some of their choices and it has directly impacted them. They do feel in their heart of hearts that divine feminine, it's almost like there's shame. They don't know why they're feeling as though you would do something to hurt them, even though they feel you're quite angelic. Some of them are having dreams about committing to you at a very deep level. It's almost like I'm seeing an energy of an individual waking from a dream of seeing you, sort of like in a premonition or a dream state. And it's like you're walking down the aisle and you're very angelic. You're very, you're looking really beautiful. And they're waking and they just feel so betrayed inside their heart. But by themselves, this is where the, facing their own inner karmics coming from. They're really facing their shadow at the moment. It's giving them a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's giving them a feeling of peace. Any emotions that are really kept down, it feels as though it's coming up in their psyche and their dream state. And no matter what they're doing to avoid it, it's coming up and it is causing a bit of grief for these individuals. They do feel at times they've been quite cold towards you. They really want to discuss this emotion in reverse because it feels like they're pushing this emotion down. Let's clarify. They do feel they're being foolish. They do feel they've gone too far. I'm hearing the Meatloaf song, but I won't do that. And they feel disappointed. They feel disappointed in themselves. For some, they're moving. Those that are in a karmic relationship, I'm definitely seeing a separation here. I definitely see flashbacks to do with divine feminine. Wishing they had been more wise. Wishing they hadn't gone into this commitment. Hmm. They also feel as though Divine Feminine has worked very hard. At times where Divine Feminine maybe had experienced jealousy, and they particularly felt that it was unfounded. It's almost that they're feeling more so that they're paranoid that the shoe was on the other foot. It feels guilt. They're very surprised of your loyalty towards them. Somebody that they did place trust in has betrayed them in some shape or form. I'm also seeing for some there could be an individual that either has a child already that they're directly involved with, or that has a child. Yeah, it's like has a child or is pregnant to them. This could be a past tense situation, but it feels as though they're facing it head on. Again, I do feel a DNA individual coming through to show them a future that they directly could have, and it's coming through in their dream state. It's almost like they're trying to call them out, and they're almost, how do I explain it? It feels as though they're calling them out in a dream and saying, come on, cut the shit. This is your true feelings, because they are dreaming about Divine Feminine here. There is a separation away from a karmic cycle. But any confusion they're having, it does feel it's being resolved, but I do believe it is coming through due to a crossroad in their life as well as a dream state that's coming through to clarify. I feel these individuals are really struggling. I feel they're very, very angry at themselves, and I do feel as though it's driving them very crazy. We will check in with this energy next week. I can't wait to check in with the joint connection. More information is going to come through with that one. So if you do want to see how the joint connection is going, stay tuned for such.